Hi guys, so it is the next day. Excuse me, my voice is a little hoarse, but what I did was after wash day, I moisturized my hair, locked in the moisture, put 3 braids in my hair on this side, one, two, 3, and I put 3 braids on this side. I'm going to take it out, re-moisturize it, and put in these little twists. So as y'all can see, the chunky braids gave me a pretty good stretch. And now I'm gonna twist the hair. I'm going to put African threading on this side, and on this side I'm gonna do bending method. I use one of these methods to stretch my hair, to keep my hair super stretched out, no blowout look. But today I'm matching them against each other to see which one wins. Alright y'all, so for the bending side, it's pretty easy. I'm gonna hold the bottom pretty tight, and then I'm going to just wrap my hair around the scrunchie. So we got it on there pretty good, making sure that the bottom of the hair is pretty flat. Okay, and now I'm gonna go ahead and put a second scrunchie, and I'm just gonna loop it around the hair over and over again. When I run out of the scrunchie, I grab another one, and I'm just gonna keep on looping my hair around it and repeat that step. So it's pretty easy to do. Butter on the ends just like this, but you want to make sure that your ends are protected and moisturized pretty good. Alright, so I'm going to show you guys how I install the African threading. You're going to need something like this. This is what we use in Ghana. A thread that is usually black. I haven't seen any other color, and it's usually very thin thread just like this. Alright, so you're going to take your thread, you're going to hold the other end, and then you're going to double it. So you're going to bring it up like this. And okay, take as much as you can handle when it comes to wrapping around your hair without getting tangled. Usually I take about this much. The longer it is, the less likely that you're going to have to keep on coming back and threading again. So I take about this much. It's pretty long. Alright, so I'm gonna cut this. So the next step is to knot the end. So you're gonna knot it. I usually like double knot it. Okay, so you're gonna knot it and grab the hair, hold it pretty nice and tight. Put the threading down, right? You put the threading down and you wrap it around your hair. Wrap it around until you feel like your hair is pretty sturdy, right? Until you feel like it's pretty nice and tight and sturdy. Once you can get it to be sturdy, whether it takes 3 threading, 4 threading, how much ever threading you feel like you need to do to make sure that it's sturdy at the bottom. So it's gonna look similar to this. Alright, so it's nice and sturdy. Alright, so now I'm gonna start threading. So growing up in Ghana, my grandmother would thread her hair. Majority of the time her hair wasn't thread, and when she finished threading, her entire hair covered, so you cannot see her hair, you just see the thread, right? And how you can achieve that is by, every time you thread your hair like this, the same area, the same section, you thread over it 1 time, 2 times, 3 times. So that is the correct way of doing it, is by threading it so that your hair is completely covered in threads. I find that method to be useless when you use it to stretch out and twist that old braid out. Okay, usually we do that as the protective styling. So if you're threading your hair as the way to preserve your hair and protect it, right, from tangling, from matting, that would be the method that you use. But when you're using it to stretch your twist out or braid out, you don't really have to do all of that, okay? You don't have to do all of that. You can just thread it, loosely thread it. You know, you don't have to make it double thread or anything. Just go as close as you can, you know, as close as you can, and keep on threading down. This saves so much time, you know. As you guys can see, my hair is not 100% covered with a thread, but it's as close as I can get it without having to double thread. So that's what I do. Once you have a little bit of thread left like this, you have two options. The first option is to take the thread, knot it to this, and then keep on threading. Or you can just add it to your hair and keep on threading. I'm gonna leave this one right in here, and I'm gonna keep on threading. One way to save time when you thread your hair is to have like pre-cut threads. So I have like 3 or 4 pre-cut threads that I doubled and knot at the end, and that'll save you time because you don't have to stop and thread over again. You can just take the thread that is sitting on the side and keep on threading. So that's another trick that you can use to save you time when threading your hair. When you get close to the end, that's the part that I find beneficial in double threading. So you're just gonna thread your hair. With every time you thread the exact same area, you're gonna double thread. So 2 times or 3 times. I do 2 times. So with each section, every threaded section, I go over it 1 more time, right? So with every time I thread, I go over the exact same threaded area 1 more time, or 2 times, or 3 times, or 4 times, right? But I think just going over it 2 times is good enough. With the ends, you want to really make sure that your ends are covered in threads. It helps protect the ends from breaking and knotting and tangling. And on top of that, it gives you more stretch to your hair when you do it like this. So instead of it looking thin like this, it has more body to it, which protects the hair from breakage. So I bring the thread to this side, and then I knot it over here. You always want to make sure that you have a little bit of thread left hanging so that you know exactly where to pull. This is the thread inside and the bend inside. So I'm just gonna leave this. I'm actually gonna leave this till tomorrow, and then I'll come back and let it all out, and we can see which side stretch the hair the best. Okay. Hi guys, so this is the next day. I'm gonna go ahead and unravel all of this hair, and we can judge which method stretch the hair the best. I'm gonna start with the banded method side. You gotta be careful taking the scrunchie out because you don't want to cause your hair to mingle with the scrunchie. So be mindful when you're taking the scrunchie out of your hair or putting scrunchies in your hair. Alright guys, so the scrunchie is all out. I'm gonna go ahead and unravel the twist out. The twist from the bending side is all out. I'm gonna go to the African threading side. Alright guys, so I'm on the last African threading. Yeah, so it's coming out. We are almost there. So they're all out now. Bending method, African threading. What y'all think? What you guys think? Which side is winning? Clearly, African threading is winning. I would not recommend using African thread on freshly washed hair, especially if you have type 4 hair. Yeah, don't do it, because I have done it before, guys, and what it does is it doesn't matter how much moisture you put in your hair after you wash your hair, okay? What it does is it strip your hair out of all the moisture, and it mats and tangle your hair a lot more. I find this method to be useful when you have already moisturized your hair, have given your hair a day to dry, moisturize it again, put in a twist or braid, and then go over with African threading. So there you go guys, African threading is super bomb when it comes to stretching your hair. So if you guys have never done African threading as a way to stretching out your twist out or braid out, give it a go and let me know. Tell me what you think. You know, how does it work for you? And yeah, so basically that's it. Like, comment, subscribe, and share the video. And I'll talk to you next time. See you. Bye.